I hope you enjoy the walk down memory lane after a brief walk around of this 1820s era house and some history about it after the video. What Pa and Granny's house looks like on January 24th, 2013. We'll start getting them down here in the next week or two and getting the house ready to move. We're going to move it sometime in February, and just wanted to take some pictures what everything looked like before I did that. Been here all these years. What you're seeing here is a pecan tree that I have cut back in preparation to move it to the new location where the house is going. There's two of these trees, and both of them are very special to me. My pa planted both of these trees when I was a little boy, and they've been in my life all of my life. My family told me I was crazy to try to move these two huge pecan trees. There was no way that they were going to survive. But during the history of these trees, they have been blown over 2 different times by 2 different hurricanes. And I cut them both back, set them up, and put dirt around them. And even my pa and granny said they would not survive. But they did, and they thrived. As you can see here, here's one of the trees that I have already moved and moved it to its new location. So I was hoping with the past history that they would survive me actually moving them to the new location. What you're seeing here is the largest crepe myrtle tree that I have ever seen. I played in this tree when I was a little boy, and it was actually bigger than this when I was a little boy. But in the 80s we had a severe cold spell, and it got to -10 degrees, and it stunned the tree and we had to cut it back severely. But it's come back, and it's still a nice big crepe myrtle tree, and I wanted to preserve the history of this tree and me playing in it as a little boy. So my plans were to move this along with the pecan trees and hoping that it would survive. We were planning to move the house in a few weeks, and we knew we were going to have to take the fireplaces and chimneys down. So what our plans were to actually take them down 1 brick at a time and start from the top so we could preserve the brick and use them to rebuild the fireplaces and chimneys, so the original brick would stay with the house and preserve that history. There's the house. Pecan tree's gone. That pecan tree is gone. I ain't got the crepe myrtle yet. What you're seeing here is a picture of the barn that was located next to the house. The barn had deteriorated over the years and was not in good enough shape that it would survive a move. So what my plan was to take the barn down and dismantle it and save the lumber to use in the restoration of the house if we needed it, and if there was enough left over to maybe build a smaller barn so it could stay with the house. The old bathroom window, Pa and Granny's window. Here's where I slept at. Right in there. There's the limbs and stuff we cut off the pecan trees I've showed you for the umpteenth time. But this will be the last time you get to see some of this stuff. Be the last time you get to see. Hello, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that walk down memory lane. I so enjoyed filming that and being able to preserve the history of the house in its present location. Sorry about the windy, shaky photography. As you can see in the clip, this was filmed a few years ago. The first picture that you've seen in the first article was actually come from a newspaper that was done on the house in February of 1976, and they almost did a full page article on the house. and it was done telling about the house, telling about Aunt Cora Smith that still lived in the home. She was 98 years old, but I'm going to read a few paragraphs of the article that was written, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start off with the main article, and then it branches off into some pictures later on, and I'll do that in later clips and talk about each picture, because there is some neat stories behind each one of those pictures. But anyways, I'm going to start off by reading some of it and talking about some of the article itself. It says there are no records to verify the story told by 98-year-old Miss Cora Smith or the tales passed down from generation to generation of the Smith family. But Miss Smith's recollection of her younger days is quite vivid in her mind. She was born on April 22nd, and the paper has 1887, but that's incorrect. The paper actually did an article on her when she turned 100 years old, and we have some records of where she was born. She was actually born on 1877. The date is right on April 22nd, but they just got the year 10 years off. It was just a misprint on the paper's part. But anyway, she was born on 1877 to Alan and Sally Smith. She still lives in the house where she was born, the same house in which her father was born on February 16th, 1829. The original house contained 4 rooms, 2 on the bottom floor and 2 loft rooms. The house was built by Miss Smith's grandfather, Theophilus Smith, and they spelled his name wrong. It should have been with a PH instead of a TH. Just a short ways from where the house is now located. It says that her grandfather built the house, and that her daddy and her were born in the house. And her daddy was born in 1829, so we have record of when her granddaddy was born, and we know when he was born. And if they're saying that he built the house, we're just from doing the math, we're thinking that that house was probably built sometime around the 1820 to 1825 is when the original part of the house was built. House is around 200 years old at this time of me filming this in 2022. So I'm going to end here with the telling of that, and then I'll pick up in the next clip because my wife and children tell me not to ramble on because I will lose everyone's attention. They don't want to hear a tired old man just rambling on. So I hope you enjoyed the clip, the videos. I hope you enjoyed a little bit about the history. We will get deeper into the history of the house later on, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.